On this episode of Lapeef Let's Talk,
is that she wanted to talk about and get out about what was happening in her life at that particular time. And it's just the ease, it's a peace that comes over when you have that level of covering, that you don't have the same worries and you don't have the same concerns and the arguments and the pushback and the issues when you in that space. And I'm not sure, because I don't know what y'all history is, anybody on the panel or whatever. I'm not sure if y'all have ever truly experienced that, because I believe that if you did, then you would see things a little bit differently. But at the same time, I also am taking in consideration how y'all feel. You know, you have lived your own life, and I'm not gonna discount what you've been through or how you feel or any of that. I'm just saying be open to the possibility that there's more to it than what you've experienced.
Yes.
And it's a lot more that you can have out of this life, and it don't come with stress, it don't come with arguing, and it don't come with problems. That's all I'm saying.
Where it says most relationships are ego driven and not pure love. So
Yes,
this is
sir.
from Lauren London again. So let's kind of break this up. It's short. I'm gonna still break it up into two. I'm gonna pause in between. It's only like 2 minutes. All right. Hit the like button, family. Make sure you guys get the likes up right now. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
Here's the thing. I have another perspective on relationships, and you don't want to have that conversation with me.
Okay.
I think a lot of them are ego-driven, and they're not pure.
I believe that too.
So why would I take myself in this vulnerable state into my ego, and I'm trying to get out of it? I'm in death of the ego space. Why do I need another? Why? Does that make my life complete? I'll never get married. Does that mean I'm not on purpose?
I need you to explain.
I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this one because I have a whole thing about it.
No, I need to know.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a small thing to drop. Like,
Okay.
Because relationships are hard as fuck.
Absolutely.
Right? And so
Mine was
it was
very hard. Hell yeah.
Because we make it like a fantasy in our heads. Like, you
No.
guys had the perfect relationship. You were on the horse.
Listen,
we saw you on the horse.
We had
It was
pure
a-
love. We had pure love, but that does not mean that we were not human and our egos did not get attached in aspects of our relationship. But we definitely had pure love.
But you had enough intention to probably like dissect or
Always.
break down.
Always.
Okay.
So make sure you guys get them likes up. Hit the like button if you haven't already.
Good intentions.
But break that down for people.
Yes.
About relationships and ego, and because some people probably don't even think about that.
No, and I didn't think about it until I wasn't in relationship anymore because of the death, right? A lot of times, not all the time, we are in such of in our ego that we are in possession of another person. We're not experiencing them. We're not totally loving them and letting them be free. We think we're supposed to be together forever. And that's not a spiritual relationship. Spiritual relationship is without the ego. It is we are together. I bring you up, inspire you, you inspire me. Now, if there ever comes a point where I'm not inspired anymore and that now I'm in my ego, now I feel I need to possess you, now I feel the need to control you and you're mine, I'm in my ego. And that's not love. There's love in there, but now I'm operating more in my ego and not in my pure love. And I can say this because I operated from these spaces before.
Okay. Let me get Toya. I know she's been pretty quiet. Let me get her in here first if she wants to speak. If not, I can come back to you. I mean, no pressure. I just want to make sure I give you the opportunity.
No, it's fine. I really honestly, I don't not really understanding what she's saying. I mean,
I get it.
okay, but I mean, I can understand and I mean, I can understand it from being in a relationship and being too comfortable, taking your significant other for granted, thinking that they'll be here, not fully loving them kind of thing. But as far as ego, I'm not understanding that part of it. I'm not. I'm gonna go on mute, y'all.
I didn't get it either. Siobhan, you're muted.
Okay, yeah. So what I took from it, I totally agree with her. And I'm going to say two different things. When it comes to an ego-driven relationship, right? Or just in its entirety, right? That person is happy with the things that they're getting. And then when you're not getting those things anymore, the relationship is going to die out. That is, to me, an ego-driven relationship. But then when you're talking about pure love, you have to be 100% selfless. And then when you are 100% selfless, where you can be your natural self, and then it takes time. When you're married or you're in a relationship, it's hard work. You have to have patience. You have to practice it, and you have to still know how to love yourself in between.
See, those things I know, because I'm in a marriage, but as far as the ego part is like, I'm not loving my husband more or less because of what he do and don't do. So I guess that's why I was like, wait, what? But I mean, I just never heard of that.
So I was confused too, but then after hearing Siobhan say so, I was like even more confused now. I need help, niggas.
All right, go ahead, Kayla.
So just looking at ego, right? Ego is the person's sense of self, self-importance, self-conceit, self-worth, and value. I think what she was trying to convey is that like our sense of self, like Siobhan said, has a lot to do with our proximity and relationship with other people. Even like back to children, our parents, in terms of where we get our sense of self from, comes from them in a way because they created you. So I think that like what she is saying is that we have a certain ego, which makes us feel like we have the right to possess someone else. Like, because we're together, you like belong to me. And I think that is, the culture. But I think what she is saying is that when you have pure love, you can love that person despite if the things that they do contribute to that ego or not.
So when you're married, you don't become one?
Of course you become one in thought, but you're still your own spirit. You're still your own person. You become one in thought and ideals and decision-making for sure. But you're still your own person. You still have your own self-conceit and your own self-image of how you are, what you feel like you deserve, how you think that how you operate in the world. And I think that in a lot of relationships, a lot of people do think that they have the right, because of whoever they are, however they are, to possess someone, to have a say over other people's behaviors, over other people's feelings. Like, you shouldn't feel that way, you shouldn't do that, these different things. So I think that's what she was saying. If you watch the whole interview, she kind of goes like deeper. But it's a higher level of thinking that she's talking.
For me, I mean, I think, and I said this before, I think when it comes to your mate, and if y'all really trying to be together, neither one of y'all ego should play any part in that relationship. You know what I mean? As far as what she's trying to relay, I think, like she said, with possessing a person, you mine, that's my man, that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? But also how your ego plays a part in that person just being themselves, and you not accepting that, and you take offense to stuff because your ego don't take it, because it don't sit right with your ego. Right. Well, that person shouldn't be able to say that, or they did that and it make me feel this type of way, when that person just being themselves. You got to love a person for what they are and what they aren't. Right. You love them for what they are and what they aren't.
I guess maybe I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem when someone's saying, I mean, especially if you're married, like, you're mine, and me saying you are mine, I am yours. What's the problem with that?
It's no problem with that, but it's do you think because of that you have control or possess like how they are as a person?
I mean, there's some control. Yeah, my husband should have a little control over me in the house. I have some control and say so too. I mean, I'm yours. I represent you. You mine. You represent me. Them children, my child. That's my child. She can't do whatever I tell her to do. That's mine.
What I'm saying, Courtney, is that, again, if you're in a relationship with somebody, that should be, even though we give each other direction, it shouldn't change you. That should be the person you are. You see what I'm saying? Like people keep saying you can't fake being a wife. Either you're a wife or a husband.
Well, I agree. That's your character. But when you are in a relationship, you do have to change. You do have to compromise. I can't just do my thing that I want to do without respect to him.
No,
so I do have to change.
I hear what I'm not saying that because we all change. I'm not saying that, right?
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that like if that person, right, if they're, I'm not going to even say out of character, but if they're moving and they're doing a certain thing, right, as long as they're not breaking I'm just going to say it, your bylaws, right, the things that you have, your non-negotiables. A lot of people will see some shit like that, like, oh, that shit make me sick. Oh, they irritate me. And y'all know how it go. Let's be honest. A person will hold that in their chest and build on that, right, and build bitterness, right? And then what happened? Y'all end up getting into something over something petty, and all that shit come out from an event that happened when that person, you in your ego about something, when that person was just being them. They was just being them. Like they didn't mean to offend. They didn't mean to offend or hurt you. You know what I'm saying? They was just being them. But your ego is so involved with how that person's supposed to make you feel at a particular time.
Yeah, I think maybe she was meaning the ego is you're so self-absorbed that you think that you're able to control or think that you own a person. So maybe that's what she's meaning. Like you think that you're all this, your ego, you think you this big Willie style. And you think you can control and own a person. But again, I mean, I don't see any problem with someone. Do you mind? And I'm like, sure am. All day.
I don't think that's what she was trying to say.
Yeah, I think it's like a deeper issue. It's a deeper like spiritual thing, especially because she feels. I mean, she still knows and feels like Nipsey is her man. Like she still has a spiritual connection with him. But I think her going through grief and understanding that like he doesn't belong to her, so her being taken away from him being taken away from her is what it is, and that her role was to experience him versus like being angry because now something's taken away from me because I'm that important. You know what I'm saying? Like
y'all got that from this little ass clip? Y'all got all that?
Well, I watched the whole interview.
Oh, okay. I was so confused.
Yeah.
Anton K, somebody help, niggas.
Translator Anton.
Hey, in fact, we done heard enough from you, Anton K. Can we hear from you, darling? Or excuse me, can we hear from you, K? It's been a minute.
Can you replay it? Because we listen. I can hear it.
Okay, we can't hear you.
And Anton, you breaking up.
Now I heard exactly what that space cadet said. I'm gonna let Kenny go ahead and speak first.
No, I was just laughing because Anton was laughing and like laughter is contagious. I saw him, then I started. I don't know.
That she was crazy.
No, I'm confused. Like,
listen, all right. Let's break it down, right?
We rocked it real quick.
Why is it that people that have different perspectives on something are now like?
Let's break it down. First,
insane.
First and foremost, she led with her relationship was hard. That's the first thing that she led with, is that the relationship was hard. She doesn't understand what it means to really be in a relationship then, because relationships, in my opinion, is easy and they get easier every single day. It is like a phenomenal Siobhan, why are you shaking your head?
Because I don't think relationships are easy.
Like you know what that tells me is that you don't either A, don't understand what a relationship is, or B, you haven't been in the right ones.
I just don't think that for you to just loosely say that relationships or marriages are easy. Like I don't agree.
It's supposed to be easy. Listen. A marriage is supposed to be you becoming much more successful as a result of combining your strengths. 2 horses can pull 10 times their weight. It's not supposed to be a problem, which again then tells me that either you don't understand what a real relationship is supposed to be, or been in the right ones.
You picked wrong.
It's supposed to be a combining of power to then utilize each other's resources to become much more successful in every single aspect of life. For example, it is a fact that kids are much more successful as a result of being raised in two-parent households. Your kid becomes much more successful as a result of being under the guidance of both a man and a woman that understand their roles in a relationship. In addition, I'll give you another fact. Men that are married are much more successful than men that aren't. Right? These are examples of how relationships are supposed to go. And again, there's a difference between being married and being successfully married. A successful marriage is supposed to be easy, right? When I lean into my wife and I say, listen, I don't even have to ask because she already knows what it is that I need. And she fills voids before I even realize that they're a void. That makes my life easier. I enable her to then not to have to go and fend out for resources so that she can then really become the person that she needs to be in order to be the best version of us. That's easier, right? The whole idea of a relationship is it's supposed to be easier. She's supposed to be my peace. I'm supposed to be her covering. Her life is easier as a result of me being in it and vice versa. Relationships are supposed to be better and easier, make your life more fulfilling. It's not supposed to be a problem. So then when you start to see what happens in society today, just because we normalize it does not mean that that's the blue success. Right? And so when I listen to her talk, when I listen to Lauren London, all I'm seeing is a reflection of what we deem normal in society. She's talking about ego. She's talking about what love is, and she don't understand what love is an action. It's not a feeling.
I don't feel like that's fair to say.
When did she say that it was a feeling? Like
identified the ego aspect of it. She broke down exactly how ego plays a role, and then combating the love aspect of it. Because she said, "Yo, when love is not pure, it then becomes ego." That's exactly what she said, word for word. Did I miss something? Because I was paying attention to exactly what she was saying.
No, I still think that you guys are missing it. I think that we just need to see the rest of the clip, but I still don't agree with you, Anton. I got to stand my ground on that one.
Why?
What part don't you agree with?
Mm-hmm. I do think in a certain light that when you get married or you're with someone that it does tend to be easier in some way, shape, or form, right? But you don't have any hard days. Like there's not one day where you're like, this is hard. Like this is.
He said overall. He said overall.
I'm saying
overall. Okay.
No. The marriage is the phenomenal aspect of my part. The hard part is me going out here and dealing every single day with the things that I have to do to get back home. When I get home, man, that's like, I can't wait to get home. It's the reason why everywhere I go, city to city, state, every single weekend I'm in a different city. She's right here next to me.
So it
is phenomenal.
Hold up. So this your example. Let me pull a time real quick. But it says, wouldn't you say that most, the populace, right? Not your relationship, but most relationships are ego driven.
Which is what she said.
But most relationships end up in divorce or going away from each other.
Understood.
That's not the.
But would you say most relationships are ego driven?
Ego can be it is a good thing. Ego is a good thing. People don't understand that, right? I don't want to go into a soliloquy, bro. I don't want to go any deeper than I have because I know there's other people that want to talk. We also got to get to Kay, but she's wrong, bro. She's using ego and weaponizing it against the idea that she not doing what she's supposed to do in a relationship. And what happens is she start to replace it with pure love and say that, hey, love me as I am. I should be a person that you shouldn't use in order to boost your ego. When in reality, we use each other to become the best versions of ourselves. That's why we in each other's lives. That's the whole idea behind coming together and being one. It's to use each other.
You can use each other.
I just think that what she was really getting at is that when we talk about relationships being hard, I think that or something that Anton said in terms of a problem. I think in relationship, that's what it is. Like every day you're problem solving with this other person. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Some problems are hard. That doesn't mean they're not doable. I can still get an A on this test. That don't mean this test isn't hard. You know what I'm saying? But every single day you are problem solving with your partner. And so I think that it's really, really important. I think what it is compromise. Is a sense of self and how I think things should be in my sense of self, what I think, my self-conceit and how things should be. And then you have your self-conceit and how you think things should be. And we have to every day do this. It's different, Anton, when you have someone that's like always on your page. They're always on whatever you want. But in most relationships, it's two people coming together and putting their ideals together. Obviously, they're like-minded. That doesn't mean they don't want that they think the same about every single thing, even down to the smallest decisions about the goddamn temperature in this house.
I would say, Kayla.
So you have to compromise every day what you want in your sense of self, what you want to do, how you feel, and work with someone else to do life with them every day. That's what she's saying. That's what's not easy. Because if you can just do whatever you want every day, you don't got to ask nobody, you got to check nobody, you got to do nothing that got nothing to do with nobody else. That shit is easy. Me having to work with someone every day and like the decisions I make affect him. So I have to think about his perspective in everything that I do. That is a lot more difficult than me doing whatever the fuck I want to do every day.
Let me say this.
It's just being about me.
Let me say this.
I think that's what she was saying.
The problem is, I'll say this, your life would be so much easier and so much more fulfilling if you just let all of that go. If you let go what you set as, I need this, or I want to have my way, or you should compromise, and you just let it go, and you remove all of that burden of having control over what is going on in your life, and you give that burden to somebody else, and then you focus on the thing that actually makes you happy instead of focusing on making sure that somebody compromises with the ways that you see life, your life would be phenomenal. The problem with women in a general sense is that they're so used to being in control, and it's not entirely y'all fault. Y'all have been put in a position where you had to fend for yourself and you had to survive and whatever, so on and so forth, and your circumstances or whatever like that. But when you remove that burden and you just completely let go the things that you should not even have control over in the first place, you then can replace that with the things that you actually care about and that's meaningful to you. But we get in this space where we start to force people to compromise because we arguing about things that's not even relevant. It don't even mean anything. Who the fuck give a fuck about this little thing over there or how you see things? I'm gonna tell you, most guys don't even care about what you want to do. They will give you everything that you want as far as what you want to do. If half of these women just stop trying to replace what men are supposed to do with how they feel. Women honestly just need to reset, let go, let their lives be so fulfilling and full by not caring about these little stupid, idiotic things that they argue about. Most arguments in relationships aren't even anything that it's not even relevant. It don't even mean nothing to be there over something stupid. And then y'all pull out a whole nother thing and it turns into a big old shouting match. Half of that stuff don't mean nothing. Just enjoy life, relax, fall into that good space of it, because guys want to take care of you. They just don't want to be used. The minute that they realize that you're not there to use them, they will treat you like gold. They will not let your feet touch the ground. But people are so busy trying to lead and say, hey, I want to have my footprint in that sand too, not knowing that their power comes from other ways and how they can impact the relationship. Instead of always having to be a partner, just let them do what they do. I don't even get in her way. I don't give a fuck about what seasoning she put in the food. I don't care what she do with my calendar. I'm not micromanaging her. I unleash her to be whatever it is that she want to be. I'm not trying to stop her. But at the same time, she don't come in and tell me what it is that I'm supposed to do as far as how I'm supposed to cover her. That's like you hiring a coach to life coach you, and then you tell them how it is that they supposed to coach you. Well, if you knew what the fuck you was talking about, then you wouldn't be coming to me to be your life coach in the first place. It's like women need to just calm down, stop, take a breath, relax, and let men do what they do, and you will be absolutely, positively so happy with the results. But they so busy being in their own way because they too busy trying to be a partner instead of being a woman. That's all you got to be, is be a woman. Chill.
So that was a great soliloquy. I'm still trying to figure out are you saying that because you get with a man now you don't have like preferences or wants at all of your own?
Give me an example, Kayla.
I mean, literally anything.
Give me an example. Name one.
Dinner, anything.
Is it that serious?
No. Hold on, Quest.
I'm saying every single time, maybe I want something to eat tonight. We're just supposed to always do. You just always just supposed to pick, and I'm just supposed to go along with whatever you want to do every night of our life. I can't be like, baby, I want Chinese tonight, and you compromise this time and say, okay, let's get Chinese, even if you didn't want it. You compromise and say, okay, we'll get Chinese tonight. Are you saying I'm just supposed to just?
If you went to the man and said, hey, babe, let's get Chinese tonight, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, he don't.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's easy. I'm saying if he's saying I want Italian and we've literally had Italian 4 times this week and I want Chinese, then I'm just supposed to eat Italian again and not say, hey, babe, can we get Chinese? And him say, sure, babe, let's do something that you want to do, considering we've done what I wanted to do for the past 4 nights. Like it's no different. It's a friendship comes first. So you want to make you really give whatever it is that your friend likes and that you like, we find a place between. I get that people marry someone that's very much like them, but it's hard for me to believe that we're on the same page about every single thing all the time. Or a woman is just not supposed to care at any point. It's just supposed to. I get it. I'm all about the soft life. I get it. But in terms of me just like not having an opinion and like me not letting my voice be heard in terms of what I think, like,
but I don't
had Italian 4 times. What is wrong with me saying we're getting Chinese tonight?
I just want to make sure that we can watch this movie. So listen, let's DoorDash and get Chinese and Italian, and then let's go and fucking chill. It ain't got to be a big discussion.
Fucking mind-boggling, right?
Isn't whether or not
I literally use a simple example, but that obviously represents more deep.
I'm using it as an example. The problem isn't whether or not
it's a minuscule one, but you're trying to act like that represents all decision making, and it doesn't. I was just giving an example.
The problem isn't that you want Chinese or Italian. The problem is that it has to become an argument when we're talking about whether or not you want Chinese. Listen, if you want Italian, all you got to say is, hey, babe, you know what? I didn't had a strong urge to get Chinese. I would venture to say that when most guys ask women what they want the fuck to eat, they say, I don't give a fuck anyway. They say, I don't know. I don't care.
See, now you're taking an example literal. It's not a literal example. It's literally just about the compromise and what each person wants to do, and each person's personality and their thoughts and feelings being a part of the relationship. How is this a hard concept? Because there are things that you will have to do with your spouse that you don't want to. I like to go to amusement parks. I know you hate amusement parks. You don't like going, but are you saying that you should just never have to go because you don't like going, even if your wife wants to go? Come on now, you compromise, and sometimes, maybe not as often as she is, but sometimes you're gonna go because you love your wife and that's something that she enjoys doing. Vice versa, if it's watching sports with you, I don't know what's going on, but yes, go team. Like I'm literally. Y'all trying to act like you don't compromise in relationships. I
don't need you to watch sports with me.
Oh my God.
I'm using your example. Every single example.
No, I'm saying you're the type of husband that's like, I'm not going to Six Flags with you. I don't care. I don't want to do that, so I'm never going with you.
Listen.
Is that what you're saying? Are you going or are you not going?
What I'm telling you, Kayla, is that
it's a simple question.
I've said this multiple times on the platform. Me and Rita are complete opposites. She likes sushi. I don't even eat fish. Like, we're complete opposites. What she likes in a vacation is the complete opposite of what I like in a vacation.
So
I don't focus on the things that we disagree on. We focus 100%, 98% of our energy on the things that we align with.
I'm not saying focus. I'm literally talking about this specific thing.
Let them finish, bro. Fix each other and trying to make each other something else. We spend all of our energy on the things that we actually absolutely love and like about each other. And if she want to go and do something else outside of that, she got friends that she can tap into and go and do it. It ain't that big of a deal.
You understand what he's saying? Was that they are not gonna sit there and harp on the things that they.
I spend no time arguing.
Like ever.
I was gonna ask you that, Anton. Hold on, Anton. I was gonna ask you that because I think this is very telling right here, right?
We never argue.
They basically say he's not going. No. He doesn't give a fuck if you want him to go. You have to go with your friends. He's not going with you.
Do we discuss things? Does she let me know what her thoughts are? Yes, but why do we have to argue?
Who said anything about arguing? No one brought up arguing. No one brought up fighting, yelling. We're literally talking about having conversations with your spouse.
Siobhan asked, do we ever argue? Siobhan literally just
asked. Okay, go ahead, Siobhan.
Yeah, I mean, I asked. I mean, he answered it. I just think that, I mean, you guys don't have to be yelling and screaming, but it's just, for me personally, I don't see how, like, there's just no arguments ever. I don't know.
So Siobhan, he's not the only one. Let me be very clear. Me and my wife, okay, I have argued with my wife, but we're talking in, hold on. We're talking in 10 or 11 years. I can literally account the amount of arguments on one hand, and I assure you, 2 of them were probably serious. 2 in 11 years, dog.
But he's saying never. Ever. That's what he's saying. And I'm just saying that, like,
I would venture to say that 5 is close to never when you're talking about 11 years.
But it's not never. It still happens, whether it's 2 years, 5 years, 11 years, who cares? It still happens. But, like, nobody wants to wake up in the morning and just nag and complain. Like, nobody does that. I don't particularly like to argue. I really don't. Like, if I care about you and I want to be with you and you want to be with me, I'm not going to talk crap to my man.
So then you wouldn't let something like a restaurant on, you want Chinese and then I want motherfucking Cambodian food. You wouldn't let that stir up a whole debate or
And that's what, and
Kayla's not saying that.
Who said anything about stirring up drama? Why do conversations about disagreements mean screaming matches to you guys? You guys don't just have simple conversations about something that we may disagree on to find a medium, and just like, why does y'all think that working something out means that it has to be negative? I don't understand. Let's having this conversation about the Chinese food. Why would this have to be an argument? It literally is not. It's like we just talking.
The way you stood so steadfast in your fucking perspective, Kayla, it sounds like if I was a nigga that was dating you or something, this could potentially turn into a fucking argument.
Why would it turn into an argument? You understand that you pick your battles, though. You understand that you compromise just like I have. If we've had Italian 4 days this week,
and the past 4 nights Italian
4 days this week. Why would you push back on me wanting Chinese for the 5th day? Why? For what?
But Anton already told you. We don't even move like that.
Exactly.
We don't even move like that.
Exactly. You would say, okay, cool. And that's the end of it. It's not an argument. It's not a fight. You would say, okay, cool. But I'm saying the type of person or the type of man that would say, oh, you know what? You should be happy with having whatever it is that I've chosen for us. That's what I was pushing back against. There's nothing wrong with her saying, hey, babe, can we do something that I want to do? And him saying, okay, cool, versus her feeling like whatever it is that he chooses, I need to just go, because that's what Anton said. You need to sit back, stop trying to have an opinion about anything, and just let him do everything, and you just go along with whatever it is that he say that we're going to do, as if you're not a grown adult that has preferences.
That's what you gathered from what Anton said.
That's where the ego at right there.
That's what you gathered from what Anton said.
You
can't have an opinion about anything.
I said what I said.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
I would venture to say you completely missed this man's point.
I said what I said.
I heard you said what you said.
That's what
I'm telling you, you clearly missed this man's point.
What he said.
And you
Maybe
can talk all you want to and over talk everybody on the fucking panel right now. But I'm telling you right now, you missed what this man said. You missed what his point was.
That's what he said.
You missed what his point was.
I just quoted him. I literally just quoted him verbatim.
Actually, okay, Kayla.
Right,
okay,
go ahead, Ricky.
Literally did not quote me, but that's okay. I'm cool.
Right.
Why go back and forth, right? I'm
okay.
so
So
curious.
Hold on, y'all. Y'all gotta let Ricky. Hold on.
Then.
Hold on,
Let
y'all.
Ricky
Take a break.
go
Take a
ahead.
break. Take a break. Take a
You
break.
just said why go back and
Go ahead,
forth.
Ricky.
I can't wait for 10 years from now, Kayla. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't wait to see
Oh,
this.
that's cute that you think we're gonna know each other.
10 years
That's
from
really
now,
cute that you think you would still have communication.
Oh my
with me.
goodness.
That's wild, actually. Go ahead, Ricky.
Oh my God. Go
okay.
ahead.
Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, Tom, man. And it's exactly right. You know, why does it have to be an argument? There's no argument. We have brainstorming sessions. You know what I'm saying? You have a brainstorming session. Look, and what he's saying is that, again, my understanding, Tom, let me know if I'm off base. Okay. My understanding is that as a man, if you a man and you got a woman and y'all both striving towards something and getting stuff done and got plans to advance and leveling up, the stuff a woman have to worry about that you will have to worry about on your own, right? The stuff that y'all use to support and reinforce what makes you a strong womaness and I'm independent. You should be able to let that go with your man, because anything else, he got you. He got you, which gives you space to be in your feminine and do the things that a great wife should and would be willing to do. And no man is going to complain over food. Thank God you finally figured out what you wanted to eat for dinner. Right? But that stance, the way you wish to defend my opinion, my preferences, my this, my that, that's the ego.
Exactly.
That's the ego.
We all have that ego. All of us.
That's the ego. I do not, because every decision I make in this household is for the betterment of the both of us.
Of the house. That is what he is saying.
I'm not telling you no just to pull your dick. I'm telling you no because maybe this is not the right time. Maybe this is not a good move. I'm not doing it to say, oh, you making a bad decision, or, oh, hey, you know what? I'm just trying to belittle you. No, I'm saying it for the betterment of both of us and vice versa. But again, y'all look at this as challenging y'all knowledge, challenging y'all mental capacity, when it's not, because we both in this shit together.
Hey, look, the happiness of the household is most paramount to my fucking wife and to me. We're not gonna be getting into these little fucking like discussions about stuff that's so minuscule. No, that's what he's talking about. Let go. If you just release it and hand that shit off to your husband.
What they don't understand is that the goal is to not let your feet touch the ground. You are my greatest asset. You are the thing that's the most precious to me. I want you to have everything. I want you to have all of the cars, all of the bags, all of the nice trips. I want to take you and I want to spoil you. You literally are my trophy. I want you to have everything.
Yeah.
Every decision that I make, I'm not even doing it for me. I'm doing it for you.
Nigga.
You're the one that benefit from the hard work that I put in on a daily basis. Why would you slow me down?
Hey, Tom, you ain't my inspiration. You my motivation, though.
You know what, honestly, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like, and maybe I am so anecdotal, and maybe my situation and my father's and my uncles and my brother's situation is so unique. They just trying to figure out how it is that they can give me all the energy. You know, Rita's biggest concern is to make sure that she block off my calendar so that I get enough sleep at night because I overwork. Man, and we ain't arguing about no nonsense. We trying to figure out how to take over the fucking world, bro. Rita's biggest problem is trying to figure out which color shoes she want to wear to sit courtside at the game. She ain't thinking about no fucking food or ego and none of that, man. She living her life. Just enjoying the ride, bro. Rita don't care if we was to fly coach, which is one of the reasons why I make sure that she fly first class every single place that she go to. And I said it the last show, your humility will be your come up. but nobody is willing to take a step back so they can take 10 steps forward. And it's one of the reasons why we find ourselves in the same situation, because people don't want to be they don't want to be in marriages. They want to be in partnerships. And it's going to be their downfall. And it's
ladies, I hope y'all listening, man.
But you know what, Quest? You know the interesting thing about it?
I ain't even talking about the ladies right here on the panel. I'm just talking about the ladies in the chat. Everybody.
I'm just saying in a general sense. It's not even just marriage, right? All of the people around me, even the reason why my people rock so hard for me and with me is because I ensure all of them are winning, all of them are successful, all of them get the bag. I overpay them, I overcompensate, I make sure. When Kayla first came on the team, the first thing that me and JR did was we made sure that we sent her the gift for Christmas. She hadn't even been here before a couple months. We like, yo, we got to get her the best. Make sure we go to Saks Fifth and to make sure. Did we not? We want y'all to thrive. We want y'all to win. We want y'all to be taken care of. The first thing we did was, let's go to Saks. Kayla looked like she needs something nice. We hollered at Kay. Yo, make sure she get that Versace robe that she want. Make sure Rilla get the Apple, the whatever he want. Make sure Q get her. We take care of our people because y'all are our greatest asset. We love y'all. And so we want y'all to win. And that's just the sentiment that men that love women that's rocking with them have for y'all. All y'all got to do is sit back and enjoy the ride. It ain't that difficult.
Sit back and be a lady.
Boy,
but I don't disagree with what you're saying, Anton, because if you're in the right relationship, that works. But when people aren't, it doesn't work. When you're in the right relationship, and when I've been
fear, Kayla. That's fear.
No, it's okay, whatever. Call it whatever. But like I said, when you're in the right relationship, it definitely works because just remembering my most successful relationship, I mean, he wanted to do whatever I wanted to do anyway. So we really never had we really didn't have any problems because it was whatever. It made him happy when I was happy. So that works. It's that, I have been in other relationships where it was always his way.
I'm be honest with you.
It didn't fucking matter what I wanted.
I'm be honest with you.
That is what I'm saying that is not healthy, and you feeling like you can't be yourself, and you can't what I want, how I feel doesn't matter. That's all I'm saying. But if the person really fucks with you and they're a good person coming from a good space, then they're gonna want to make sure you're happy anyway.
I'm gonna say something real quick. I'm gonna say something real quick.
Really, they are with the beta thing. Seriously, because your man want to make you happy, he a beta. Stop it.
No, wait, hold on. So
I didn't say nothing.
I'm gonna say this, Kayla. I've said this to myself just multiple times from watching Lapeef since before I jumped on and since I've been on. For a relationship to stand the test of time with you, that nigga's gonna have to be a beta, dog. He gonna have to be. Hey, chat ninjas, if you think that Kayla is gonna have to be with a beta, put a 1 in the chat, bro.
Beta. But no, I just wanted
my internet cut out, and I think that was God telling me to not entertain whatever's happening. Because
you said what?
But I wanted to tell Siobhan.
Sorry.
I know you had said y'all don't argue at all, right? When me and my husband first got together, we did argue a lot, but that came from a lot of bad communication. Once I started listening to him and not just hearing and just ready to respond, it made things a lot better. And we my husband we don't argue. We don't. And I think for some people think that that's normal in a relationship. They think relationships are supposed to be hard and you're supposed to fuss and you sleeping on the couch tonight or all that kind of stuff. No, it's not, my marriage is not
it's
like
easy,
that.
ain't it right now? I tell you.
I mean, if we're both working hard, I'll put a pillow in between us if I'm upset, but he's not sleeping on no couch.
No, and I look, but I know some people just have this mindset where they think that couples are supposed to just be God just struggling through, life. Like your relationship should be a happy place. I'm not saying that you're not going to have like bad days, but your bad days should be like minimum. You should not be having bad days every day. Like I can remember the last time we had like a disagreement. It wasn't even an argument, it was a disagreement. It was like freaking 6 months ago. And it was something so small, like my doing, but you don't argue every day. Like that should not be the norm. That should not be something that people think that's like normal, unless that's something that you grew up seeing. So then you may think that's, like, okay.
I definitely don't think it should be a everyday thing. What I was trying to say is that it happens regardless. Like it does happen. It doesn't have to go to that extent where it's crazy, but I definitely don't think that those small things should be argued. It shouldn't even be an argument over like the restaurant and all of that stuff.
No, you disagreed in saying that that relationships, when Anton made the comment saying that relationships should be easy, you were like, I don't think we should so loosely say that. Like, wait, hold on.
I still stand by what I said. I don't feel like
no doubt. But my bad days happens outside the house. You see what I'm saying? My bad days happen outside of us. Because there's nothing that me and my wife can't chop it up about. There's nothing.
I have no ego. Come back to communicate. I'm sorry, Ricky. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I apologize, Toya. I don't have no ego with her. There's nothing for me to see out my mouth to try to prove what I gotta say, because my actions show that I'm the man I'm trying to be. My actions show that I'm here to support her, that I'm here to take stuff off her plate that she wasn't supposed to carry. So what's the argument? You fulfilling the roles that you supposedly agreed upon with each other. What's the argument? Your ego. The way you feel about something and you want to put it off on your partner. Your ego.
I'm just saying, in a sense, like, I mean, I'm still not going to change how I feel about it because I feel how I feel. But some people could look at it like, oh, she's crazy. She likes to argue. She likes to this. But if you really get to know me as a person, and a lot of people aren't allotted that opportunity to even get to know who and what I am about. But I do stand strongly on how I feel about certain things. But I'm okay with learning too. But I'm also not going to, in certain situations, like I will sit down and talk, but I'm not going to have a yelling match. If I wanted to yell, I could, but I don't want to because I respect and love my man enough not to yell at him.
Yeah, we're gonna get final thoughts, y'all. Final thoughts.
Can I say something? Sometimes it's not even worth it. Like, I think something was missed regarding what Toya said. She said she learned to listen to understand, right? And she took accountability that the arguments they had was because of her. But when she listened to understand him, those arguments disappeared, right? So sometimes us women, we want to be emotional. We want to be like, you know what? No, this is the way we should do it. But sometimes it's not even worth the argument. But I feel like as women, as we get older and we realize, okay, we deal with relationships, and you look from like, okay, your first relationship, and you look now, dang, I used to argue or go back and forth regarding some dumbass shit. And now it's not even worth it. Now, I'm not about to put the energy. He got it. I can, you know what? You got it. Let's do that. Let's do this. We can do both. So once you go through that, it's not even worth going back and forth. Like, it's not. It's the ego. Let that shit go, because, it's not worth it. It's bigger shit in the world to deal with. Your man already got shit. He's already fighting a battle, working, dealing with other shit, coming home, making sure he's safe. He don't want to hear a woman's mouth at home and, oh, she mad, she don't know what she want to eat. She want this and that. He don't want to hear that. So just let that shit go. Go talk to your little girlfriend about that shit. That's what y'all got, or therapist. Get a therapist. If you want to whine at somebody, whine at a damn therapist. I'm not talking about you, Siobhan. I'm just talking about women in general.
No, I didn't take it like that, but thank you.
I think that over time, if you're around the right person or you're around the right man, he gonna put you in a space that's gonna force you to put your shoulders down. You're gonna relax. You ain't gonna have that tense feeling. I walked in a house one time, I remember, and Rita was stressed out. It was something like going on with her grandmother, and it was going on, and I just pulled her close and I just held her, and she just relaxed. She just let all of that go. She let all of the stress, and I let her, talk about whatever it is that she wanted to talk about and get out about what was happening in her life at that particular time. And it's just the ease. It's a peace that comes over when you have that level of covering, that you don't have the same worries and you don't have the same concerns and the arguments and the pushback and the issues when you in that space. And I'm not sure, because I don't know what y'all history is, anybody on the panel or whatever. I'm not sure if y'all have ever truly experienced that, because I believe that if you did, then you would see things a little bit differently. But at the same time, I also am taking into consideration how y'all feel. You have lived your own life, and I'm not going to discount what you've been through or how you feel or any of that. I'm just saying, be open to the possibility that there's more to it than what you've experienced. Yes. And it's a lot more that you can have out of this life, and it don't come with stress, it don't come with arguing, and it don't come with problems. That's all I'm saying.